Hello everybody and welcome to this week's video. I am at 146 books read this year. My GoodReads goal is 150, which means I only need to read 4 more books until I've hit my GoodReads goal, and that is my exact intention this week, is I'm going to hit that goal. To do that, I have picked 4 books that I just wanted to read anyway. Whether I stick to them is, questionable. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know I don't stick to TBRs. I hate a TBR. I like making them, I don't like sticking to them. So, with that in mind, here are the 4 books that I intend to read this week. I don't know if I'm going to do that. But first up, I have got Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. I've actually started this. I'm on page 75. Which means, you'd think I would finish it, and it's personally signed, and I'm not going to shut up about that for a good while. I am enjoying this. It's taken me a little bit longer to get to page 75 than I would have wanted, which is why I'm hesitant to try and read this in a quick way. But this is based on the cover, I think it's a cozy fantasy. So far, we've seen her work at a bookshop. It's giving cozy, but I've just got to a bit where she needs to do some trials to keep her magic, which I think is all written in the blurb. But yeah, so I'm enjoying it. It seems fun. I do love a trial in a fantasy book, so hopefully I do enjoy this, but I don't know if and when I'm going to pick this up. Then next is a book that I actually intend to read fully today, because as a TA, I have a few library lessons where for half an hour of that lesson, you're just reading, and that means I can read too. So I would like to read The Break Room by Miley. I think this is maybe a murder mystery in an office, in the break room. Oh, I lie. 8 unsuspecting people receive an invitation to participate in a mysterious new reality show called Break Room. But what starts as an opportunity to find fame is quickly revealed to be something far more unsettling when they learn how they were chosen. They were voted in by their own co-workers as the people they'd least like to share the break room with. That's actually kind of funny. I completely didn't read the blurb of this when I bought it. I did entirely buy it from the cover, which I thought was stunning. This is such a cool cover. But it's only 144 pages long, which means I think I can finish it today. I haven't started it, but I think I could read the whole thing today. So fingers crossed I get to that. And then finally, and this is primarily because next week I think my book club is doing a live stream catch up about this whole series, and I haven't finished it. I want to read Fate and Furies and Shadows and Storm by Helen Shura. These are books 3 and 4 in the Legends of Thesmal series. Again, if you've watched a few of my videos now, you know I do really enjoy this series. I've read, what are the books even called? Blood and Steel, Vows and Ruin, and then I've read, I can't remember what the book is called. There's a prequel book that you have to read in the middle of it if you want to do the emotional impact order. So I read that, didn't love it, which is why I then came to a standstill on this. But books 1 and 2, I think I gave 5 and 4 stars. So fingers crossed I do love these. They are on Kindle Unlimited. They're a bit chunkier, but because they're on Kindle Unlimited, that should be fine. This is 448 pages and the other one is about the same. So I think I could read that this week. It's on Kindle. I'm much quicker at reading on Kindle. I don't know if everyone else feels the same. So those are the 4 books that I intend to read to hit my GoodReads goal. I think it's doable. Maybe leave me a comment down below if you believe I can read all these books in 1 week, because I do need to get on and read another 5 books for a different video that is meant to go out this month. So that's the plan. I don't know how to end this bit, but that's the plan, and I will see you hopefully when I've finished Break Room. I haven't updated this video in over a week. I was meant to finish filming it 4 days ago. And I still haven't. But I do have updates. So as promised, I did finish Break Room. I've given this a 4-star. It was enjoyable. Translated fiction is very hit or miss for me. I tend to find it quite boring. This I found quite interesting actually. I think I explained the premise. It's basically like your co-workers have voted you in to be on a reality TV show because you do something they find annoying, or creepy or weird. So everyone in this TV show has like a character flaw, and you have to figure out which one of them is, they call it the mole. So the person that is just an actor, they haven't been voted in, they don't really have this flaw. I found it really interesting actually. I do think this is a nice, quick, easy read. As you can see, it's quite skinny. And as I said, 4-star. I did enjoy this and I do recommend it if you want something maybe a bit different to your usual, because this isn't like stuff that I read, so a bit different to usual. And actually the next book I'm going to talk about is very different to my usual for many reasons. It's a mystery, a classic, and a play. I read it for work actually. I've mentioned a couple times I work in an English department at a school now, and to aid the students I work with best, I've decided to read the books that they're reading so that I know what's going on, I know what quotes are worth using, I know the themes, the message, like all the characters and stuff intimately. So I did end up reading And in Spectacles. This took me a while to get through because I was annotating it with obviously like GCSE standard notes and information. And I'm not even ashamed to say it, I've given this a 5-star. The plot twist really got me. I'm sure everyone knows the plot twist by now, but I'm not going to say it in case you haven't read it, because I do think you should read it. This is only 72 pages long, and it blew my mind. I wasn't expecting it. I literally knew nothing about this going in other than the character name Eva Smith. That's all I knew. I loved it. I've now watched the BBC adaptation of it from 2015 with David Thewlisson. I loved that. And I'm trying to convince my boyfriend to watch it with me so I can see it again. It was just so good. I wish I'd studied this, because this is so much more entertaining than Lord of the Flies and Romeo and Juliet, which is the 2 books I studied. So I'm a huge fan of this. I've given it 5 stars. I'm obsessed, and I'm actually really proud of myself. And I am, oh, I've got stickers in here. I am going to show you my annotations, because you know I love to annotate, and I'm really proud of myself. Look how stacked my pages are. Can I flip this? I went all out. I had a lot to say, but I wish I studied this in school. This was amazing. I'm very jealous of all the students that did do this. I wish I would have eaten this up. What other updates do I have? So I've started as well Shadow and Storms, which is the next book in the Legends of Thesmar series. If you've seen a few of my videos now, you know I love this series. The first 2 books were amazing, a 5 and a 4-star. I am struggling to get through this one, but that is a me problem. I'm in a reading slump. But I'm just over. Yeah, I'm literally 106 pages in. It's about 450 pages long, so I don't know if I'm going to finish this in time. It's currently Wednesday and this video goes up on Friday, and I have 2 more books to read. 2 more books. It's painful, but I'm gonna do it, guys. I'm gonna do it. So I am enjoying this. It did take me a moment to remember what happened at the end of book 2 for me to then jump into this, but I get it now. I understand. We've got to a point where the characters are all in one location again, so we're getting the interactions, and yeah, it's fun and I am enjoying it. My brain is not computing fantasy at the moment. So hopefully I can finish this. Hopefully I rate it highly, because I'm afraid that my reading slump is going to make me not want to rate it highly. But I am going to try and power through it and finish this. And then really randomly, despite the fact I said I was going to read Rewitched, I have actually picked up something else because it's on Kindle Unlimited and I would rather read that. And it's actually one that I bought this weekend. So, but I bought You Had Me at Chateau by Portia McIntosh. Again, if you've seen a couple of my videos, I do enjoy Portia McIntosh. Her books are very easy, light, very palatable. So I thought this would be a good one for whilst I'm in a slump. And again, it's under 300 pages long. So I'm hoping to blast through this hopefully in the next 2 days. I'm gonna be so upset with myself if I don't hit my Goodreads goal when that's the whole purpose of this video. Imagine if I don't hit my Goodreads goal. I need to read 2 books in 2 days. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. But yeah, this seems interesting so far. I've read 1 chapter, but the front cover says 1 writer's retreat, 2 love interests. And that's kind of all I know. I'll read a bit at the back. This writer's retreat has a plot twist. Romantic comedy writer Amber Page, interesting naming choice for a writer, is stuck in a rut. After her editor tells her she needs to up the spice in her books, she's at a crossroads with what to do with her career. When the opportunity arises to go to a writer's retreat at an exclusive chateau in the beautiful French Alps, Amber reluctantly agrees, hoping a change of scenery will help with inspiration. But while she tries and fails to spice up her writing with the unhelpful guidance of the eccentric romance writers at the chateau, she meets 2 leading men who cause her own real-life romantic comedy to unfold. Interesting. Oh, there are 2 guys on the cover. I didn't even clock that. So there's our 2 men. And that, I'm assuming, is Amber. So maybe a love triangle going on. I don't know. I'm interested. I read Happily Never After by Phoebe McLeod. She and Portia McIntosh in my brain are very similar, but I do prefer Portia's writing. I rated the books I've read by Portia higher than I've rated the ones I've read by Phoebe McLeod. But that book, Happily Never After, takes place in a summer writing retreat. So I'll be interested to see if a winter one is like written similarly, or like what the differences will be and how things go down. But I'm excited for this one. I do like Portia McIntosh, as I said, and you know, it's getting wintry now, so perfect time to pick up a book set in the French Alps. But that's my updates. I really hope that I read and finish these books in the next 2 days. As I said, literally no idea what I'm going to post on Friday, if not this. So, you know, if you're seeing this video on the 14th of November, then I did it. Then I did it. If you're seeing it uploaded after that point, I failed miserably, and I want everybody to hold me accountable for the fact that I did not film my video in time. But for now, that is the updates. I will get back to you hopefully when I finish the next book. But if not, you will see me very sullen in the outro. But I'll catch you in a few days, I imagine. It is Friday, it is upload day, and do you know what I did, guys? I hit my Goodreads goal. I'm so excited. This is the most amount of books I've ever read in 1 year. I think my highest before that was 125, and I fucking smashed it. I'm not even gonna lie, I fucking smashed this one, guys. 150 books in 1 year is crazy behaviour. And I do acknowledge that that is an amount of books that, you know, it kind of indicates that I need to get a bit of a life. You know, I don't really do much outside of reading. But I did realise in that last clip I was holding up and saying the name of the wrong book. I was not on Shadow and Storm. I was reading Fate and Furies. I just like completely got that wrong. I looked at the front cover, it literally says on it right at the bottom here what book it is. And I looked at the Roman numerals for the number 4 so many times. I was like, yeah, that means 3. That's the right book. No, it's not. No, it's not, babe. But I did yesterday. So proud of this. Yesterday I read 300 pages and finished Fate and Furies. I really enjoyed this one, but it was a slow start because I didn't have that like going straight from book 2 to book 3 sort of thing. So once I got into it, remembered where we were at, I did really enjoy this one. The twists, the turns, it was so good. And how can I forget to mention my besties, Cal and Kip. Cal and Kip make these books for me. They are like my favourite characters ever. They're just so much fun. They are just so much fun. I want a spin-off book about each of them immediately. I need a spin-off book about them. Like, how has that not been done? So I gave this one a 4. It is definitely, I don't want to say it's my least favourite in the series so far, because as I said, I set myself up for failure by not reading this straight away. So I've learnt from that mistake, and I will be reading Shadow and Storms pretty much now. I'm going to start it tonight if I can, and try and fit it into a video maybe for next week. But yeah, so I gave this 4-star. I think I gave Vows and Ruin, which is book 2, I think I gave that a 4-star as well. So book 1 is still my favourite for now. And because I'm really bad for money, I did in fact order myself some special editions of books 1 and 2, and I will be ordering the special editions of books 3 and 4 when they come out. Had to be done. You can kind of see behind me, I have a bit of a thing for special edition books. Like, this shelf here is pretty much entirely special edition books, this one here. And then I've got a few more down here. You can't see it because they're hidden, but like my Elsie Silver special editions, obviously Powerless. It's becoming a real issue for me financially. I can't do this anymore. But I did order them. I'm very excited to get them. The art that comes with them. Oh, I cannot show it on YouTube, but oh my god, the artwork is stunning. So yes, happy to say I'm so nearly done with this series, and I've absolutely loved every second of it. So that was the first update I wanted to give. The second update I will be giving is I did in fact read the entirety of You Had Me at Chateau today. I had a bit of time at work because I had like half an hour of admin, so I started it then. I got home and I've basically done nothing but read all night so I could finish this. And again, I really enjoyed this one. Portia McIntosh books just hit. This will mean nothing to literally anyone, but I know she watches this video. My best friend, Annie, the way Portia McIntosh writes reminds me of how Annie talks, and I think that I found it really comforting. I absolutely adore my best friend, obviously, and I loved that I've managed to put that together about why I like Portia McIntosh's books, is because they feel like they're written by my best friend. So Annie, if you're watching this, shout out, and you need to read some Portia McIntosh. This follows a writer, Amber, on a writer's retreat, having a bit of like she's struggling with writing her book. Her editor wants it to be more spicy. She doesn't want to go spicy. She wants to change lanes entirely from romance to like mystery thrillers with a romance subplot. So she goes on this retreat not by choice, but to try and like basically force some romance and spice out of her. And she ends up meeting Caleb, who is like an influencer writing his own book, and Henry, who works at the chateau, and there's like so much hijinks ensue. I loved this. This was very fun, and I did also give this a 4-star. And then just to recap the other books I read, obviously I talked about an In Spectacles. For a 72-page book, this fucking slapped. This was amazing. If you didn't study this in school or you've never read it, please do. It takes no time at all. It's fascinating. There's a brilliant adaptation to go with it. That is the 2015 one on the BBC. Really good. I really enjoyed watching it. I really enjoyed reading this, and I did give it a 5-star, which feels really out of left field for me. But I'm obsessed with it. I cannot stop thinking about this book. Crazy. And obviously I started this video by reading Break Room by Mai Lee, and I gave this one a 4-star as well. This was just a very like, not easy read, but you know, like big font sort of thing. So it felt very quick. It wasn't particularly long. It wasn't difficult to follow what was going on. And it was just like a really fascinating character study on like things that you do that people would find irritating and you wouldn't think anything of it. And I found it really cool as well because none of the characters have real names. They're all just nicknamed, and that's how you know them. So it's like very impersonal. You don't really get to feel anything for these characters other than like, oh, they're there. Which, it was really interesting. I really enjoyed this. I'm glad I did, because I did buy this entirely for the cover. expecting not to like it, and I'm so glad I did like it because now I get to keep it and show this lovely cover on my shelves. So that is the 4 books that I read this week to hit my reading goal. As you can tell, I'm absolutely gassed about it, and I hope you have enjoyed this video as much as I have enjoyed filming it, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye!